on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you exciting NBA action. Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Anderson, along with Grant Hill and Brent Berry, our distinguished analyst, Allie LaForce on the sidelines. And a look at Minnesota's opening lineup. They have their two big men out there, Towns and Gobert, working inside. Then there's Edwards, and it's Hood-Schifino in at the point guard position. And for the Pistons, Cunningham and Ivy are the backcourt pair. Then it's Bobby Portis, and it's Fontecchio in at the 3 spot. Well, Grant, for them, this is game 2 of a back-to-back. Does that schedule wear you out as a player?
You know, at times the schedule can be tough, but sometimes it also works in your favor because you can maintain a good rhythm game to game.
Here we go. So Detroit will get the first possession. Now Cunningham, pass to Elliott. Ivy outside. Cunningham passes to Elliott. Over Edwards. And it's Elliott missing. Here's Cowboy. He's watched by Cunningham. Here's Cowboy. It's good from in tight.
This is how you begin a game. Set the tone right from the jump.
Take a nice deep breath. You score on that first possession. Gets the game started the right way. There are only a few players in the league who can hit a teammate like that in stride. Beautiful assist.
Here's Hood-Schifino. Pass to Cowboy. About a minute played here so far in the first. Tries again, and he sinks the layup.
That is a solid opening quarter right here. Very active and creating a lot of good opportunities for himself.
And here are the Pistons. Portis, the pass to Cunningham. And the former #1 overall pick, Brent, Cade Cunningham, has flashed greatness when he's healthy.
Well, his vision and his instincts, BA, they are elite. And I just feel like with more and more playing time, once he's fully healthy, he's going to start to be able to manipulate the game a lot like Doncic does with his vision, to set guys up and make their job easier to score the basketball. At this point, you might as well go ahead and chalk up the points when he's at the free throw line. Pretty much automatic.
And it's Cowboy missing.
Most nights this shot would have been his, but the defender gave him just enough trouble.
Here's Fontecchio. Looking at his production, close to 12 points a game. About 2 minutes gone by in the first quarter. Here's Cowboy. And he lays it up and in. Cowboys got 6.
Well, that basket must be widening out right now, and he's making almost every shot he's putting up this quarter.
Now here's Cunningham. And you look at the numbers, currently around 22.5 points a game. Here's Ivy. Again, the miss by the Pistons. The Timberwolves have gone 3 of 5 here in the opening quarter. Here's Cowboy. He has 6.
Pistons foul. Fontecchio, first personal foul. First team foul. Shooting for Minnesota, #00. 2 shots.
The first one falls. That one misses. For Detroit, they've gone 1 of 4 to begin this one. Pass to Cunningham. Going inside. First shot won't go.
And so far, the team just 1 of 5, and that rim shrinking.
Cowboy, the pass to Edwards. And Fontecchio pulls it down.
Nice work defensively, meeting him up top and forcing the miss.
Cunningham on the wing. Here's Fontecchio, guarded by Edwards. Fontecchio's shot is off.
That's exactly how you want to see defense played. Got right up in his space to bother the shot.
That's going to make any scorer uncomfortable when you get that aggressive.
Here's Cowboy. Turned in an outstanding game against Milwaukee.
Making the easy shots and the tough shots. He's on top of his game.
They've been having major problems offensively.
Definitely in a bit of a dry spell.
A nice shot by Fontecchio.
Great vision from Ivy. That's what sets him apart at the two-guard spot.
Here's Cowboy. He's got 9. Can't hit from in close.
And he gets a lot of points right there at the rim, but the defense determined not to give up the easy deuce there.
Personal foul.
The Pistons trailing. Ivy with the ball. And here's Cunningham. He played a great game against Indiana. And there's the call on Karl Anthony Towns. That's his first foul.
And that puts them just one foul from the bonus.
13 foul.
Here's Cunningham. Oh, it misses. Had a chance to tie it. Here's Cowboy. 13 feet out. To the right side. Baseline try. It's hauled in by Portis. The Pistons have gone only 2 of 6 from the field. Cunningham drives in. No! They're unable to get the tying basket there. Lets it go from 11. Kicks it out Towns. Here's Cowboy. 6 on the shot clock. Edwards against Cunningham. Another miss by Minnesota. Well, the Pistons shooting just 22% in the early stages of this one. Here's Ivy. The shot's good on the assist by Cunningham. And it's all knotted up.
Just flat out playmaking from Cade. This is why he was picked first overall.
Pass to Cowboy. And he scores it. Now 5 of 9 from the field.
And he's carried them this quarter. A dominant offensive stretch.
And here's Cunningham. He'll bring it up for Detroit. This game against Minnesota is the first time they've met this year.
Interesting East versus West matchup tonight. The first of just 2 games between these clubs.
Yeah, fun to see maybe strangers because you just aren't familiar with these faces here tonight. This will be
And for the Timberwolves, they're shooting 36% for the game. Not great. Setting the floor for the Timberwolves. Inside, we got Towns and Gobert. Then there's Edwards, and it's Hood-Schifino in at the point guard position. Here's Towns. That one off the back iron and out.
well, mid-range is where he makes the money. So when the D's slow to get out on him, always surprising to see him miss from there.
And it's Cunningham missing.
Got to appreciate the aggressive defense he brings.
Well, it's about the defensive end, and that's what guys feed off. He gives the effort down there at all times.
Cowboy. And that bucket makes him 6 for 10 in the contest. The Pistons shooting only 29% in this one. Not great. Pass to Elliott. Cunningham looking it over. Cunningham on the wing. From the arc. Towns with a rebound.
I mean, he's trying to shoot his way out of what's becoming a prolonged cold streak.
Yeah, he's got to move on, forget about this sequence here, and try to find a way to get on the board.
Tate with it, and it's Gobert picking him up. And here's Cunningham outside, and he hits it. That makes him 1 for 6 for the game.
Measuring that corner triple very well. I like seeing Cunningham bury these types of shots.
Hey guys, Cowboy in that last game against the Bucks was a man on a mission. He picked up 41 points, and as always, he was fantastic on the glass, a rebounding machine. He just went out there and played his game, absolutely owning the opposition in the process. Back to you guys.
Outstanding, thanks. Impressive ability to carry his team to victory, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., I was really impressed. They wouldn't have won the game if it wasn't for his attacking mindset and will to win.
Yeah, going up against a team that had no answer for him. We'll see if it plays out the exact same way here tonight.
Counted. That's his 7th basket of the game in 14 tries.
Yeah, just continuing to unlock his game. If Edwards adds the playmaking component, watch out.
And he lobs it up. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Gobert. And let's take a look at some of the players we expect to participate in this year's dunk contest. Always an exciting event.
Yeah, year after year, these guys find new ways to innovate and stun the judges. It's remarkable stuff.
He's a long shot at this point, but you never know.
Well, we'll just have to see. But I personally would love seeing him in the dunk contest.
And as All-Star Weekend gets closer, we'll of course update you on how things are looking. But this year already promises plenty of standout performances.
Yeah, this is going to be a dunk contest you don't want to miss.
The Pistons making a switch here. Ivy's checked in. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for Minnesota.
The way they just continue to drive right at the defense, they've really been overwhelming them when they do this.
Well, I want to add also the damage that has been done on the inside. There's a lot of rubble in there, but they're continuing to go right at the defense.
Tate's shot is off.
You gotta love how they've been crashing the boards, fighting hard for every miss.
And the basket by Cowboy. Cowboys got 6 in the quarter.
Man, that's now 10 straight points in the paint. I'm not sure what's happened to their defense.
Here's Cunningham. Another shot. And Gobert with a block.
Yeah, the long arms, it's difficult to protect your shot from Gobert's reach.
Here's Cowboy. He's watched by Cunningham. From the low block. And there are the Timberwolves with another bucket. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
Ivy passes to Cunningham. To win the run. Rebounded by the Timberwolves.
It's been an ugly quarter for him. Trying to shoot his way out of it. Might be time to work on the playmaking skills. This small advantage is starting to snowball.
Yeah, this team is looking to add to the lead, trying to put the other team away, and threatening here.
Detroit calls timeout. All right, Grant, I'm going to ask you to put on your executive hat now. Tell us what the key is to establishing culture at an NBA organization.
Ooh, BA. Culture, structured accountability. It's about getting the right group of guys, having strong leadership. And of course, it only works if the coaches and players fully buy in.
Detroit with the ball. Trailing by 8. Fades back. And Gobert with a block.
Things are going south right now. This is not the type of shooting that his teammates expect from him.
And out of bounds. The Pistons will take it. Now looking at the 2K leaderboard, specifically which teams have created a lot of turnovers and cashed in on the other end during the last 10 games. The Pistons second, 5th best, Minnesota.
Both rosters filled with riverboat gamblers. These guys are looking to create turnovers every possession.
Let's see some of the numbers here for him.
First personal foul. First team foul. At the line for Detroit, Cunningham.
First one falls for him.
Cunningham with that #1 selection. Lots of expectations for him, so a steep learning curve to get to the level that he wants to play at, but he's got a great work ethic, and he's going to give you his best effort every night.
Here's Cowboy. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Cowboys got 21 points in the game.
And talk about imposing your will. That's 10 straight points in the paint.
Cunningham passes to Elliott. Ivy finds Cunningham. From the baseline. And he hits the jumper for 2. Cunningham's got 8 points.
Hitting only 20% from the field this quarter. He might want to start getting others involved.
Here's Cowboy. Tate grabs the board. Tate's got 4 rebounds now. From downtown. And it's Gobert with a rebound. Gobert's got 8 rebounds in the game. Here's Cowboy. He's covered by Tate. And he banks in the layup. Cowboys got 12 points now in the quarter.
Their defense just falls apart once the ball goes inside.
Pass to Tate. Here's the 3. Karl Anthony Towns comes up with a rebound.
Yeah, we're chipping some orange paint off the rim here, guys. He must be more patient on offense and trying to find ways to penetrate inside and get closer to the rim.
Here's Cowboy. He's watched by Cunningham. And it's Cowboy missing. Detroit has gone just 1 of 6 from the perimeter here in the second. Cunningham passes to Fontecchio. It's tipped. Here's Cowboy. He's covered by Tate. Out to the right wing. Here's Cowboy. Off target. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Now Tate. His last outing, he had 18 points. Here's Ivy. Oh, he clanks that one off the back iron and it falls. Ivy's got his second basket of the game.
Ivy using that mid-range well.
And Minnesota calls time here.
Get up, get up, get up and start making some noise. Here they come. Your Pistons dancing.
Both teams will make substitutions.
Give a big round of applause.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves in a good situation, up by 13 points to close the quarter. They put
Timberwolves 43.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it's been a runaway. Cunningham and Ivy are the backcourt pair. Then it's Bobby Portis, and it's Fontecchio in at small forward. And that's the group for Will Hardy as we begin the second half. Chifino's shot is off. The Pistons shooting a rough 29% from the field here. Cunningham outside. Puts it up from 15. Rebound Minnesota. Cowboys got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. The 6-footer. The shot's good. Cowboys got 25 points in the game. And here's Cunningham. He'll bring it up for the Pistons. 15-point game. Driving in. Fontecchio. Ooh, great D that time from Gobert. Minnesota with the ball. They lead by their biggest margin of the game. It's at 15 points. Here's Cowboy. And the layup is good off the glass. He's got 27.
And trust me, when the D's slow to react, he'll be the first guy to make them pay.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another.
Cunningham finds Ivy. Back to Cunningham. 5 to shoot. And again, the Pistons missing.
Probably better off passing on that shot with him all in his face.
Yeah, that's one where you hope if he gets in there the next time, he makes a different choice.
And the basket by Cowboy.
Yeah, their defense is starting to wear down. That's 3 straight buckets at the rim.
Boy, they need something to go to regain some confidence.
No question. Way too many empty possessions for them.
The Timberwolves.
And a look now at the Detroit Pistons' upcoming schedule. On Thursday, they'll be playing against Clint Capella and the Orlando Magic.
Checking out their schedule, they've got a tough run of games coming up, but quality opponents are a great chance for you to see how well your team can truly perform. And they're up considerably because of their efforts on the glass.
For Detroit, they've gone 0 for 3 to start the second half. Cunningham passes to Fontecchio. Looking to win the run. Deflected.
Maybe there are ways to contribute that don't involve shooting the basketball. That's the best way that maybe he can help them out trying to win this game.
dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Doing more work in the painted area. He has really excelled inside.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
They're giving up a lot of points in the paint. That's something they have to address here.
Yeah, coach knows that. They know that. In the timeout, they're going to hear about it, make the adjustment.
Tate's checked in for Fontecchio.
For your Pistons, Tate.
Portis, the pass to Cunningham. Looking to get it going. And he lays it up and in. Cunningham's got 10 points in the game.
There you go, finally getting one to drop. They have to be a little better now, starting 1 for 5 in this half.
Here's Cowboy. He's covered by Tate. Count the basket. Cowboys got 12 points in just the second half.
The D hasn't been quick enough to react to the ball inside. That's helped cause this run.
And there's the lob. Oh, and a nice defensive play to disrupt the lob. He's all alone. And he hammers it home to polish off the break.
They're really in control on both ends of the floor right now, forcing turnovers and finding easy points while the other guys struggle to keep up.
Cunningham finds Portis. Now Tate. Oh, they get a hand on it. That's going to be over and back. Not watching the line on that one.
He was very reliable, keeping the ball in his hands during the first half. He's had a bad case of the butterfingers here in the second.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Well, Karl Anthony Towns is a threat from everywhere on the court. He said, quote, if I need to shoot, I can shoot. If I need to post up, be a bruiser, I can be a bruiser. I'm not a specialist in anything. What I can do is be a very versatile player and try to do every single thing really well. Brian?
Yeah, that's the good stuff there. Allie, thank you. Here's Cowboy. Ooh, the lead pass was in the perfect spot to set up the layup. Cowboys got 39. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats for Minnesota?
Their defense has been on point all game long. They're out hustling the shooters and swatting down plenty of shots.
Well, if we add another thing to it, it's about the urgency they've played with. I mean, you look at the eyes of these guys. They're focused, wanting to get up tempo, and that's helped them score on the fast break.
Good.
Just so successful getting the ball inside and finding those great looks.
Cunningham passes to Elliott. Ivy outside. Stripped it away. Here's Hood-Schifino. Ivy defends. And that one drops for him. Cowboys got 43 points.
All night they've asked him to shoulder the scoring load, and he is not disappointed.
Cunningham passes to Ivy. They still need this. The rebound by the Timberwolves.
The other team just looks more in sync and is riding the momentum.
Well, the other team is scorching hot, and they come down on this end and can't find a way to get the embers going.
Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. It's on Anthony Edwards.
Substitution on the court. Shooting for Minnesota. Clark at the line for 1.
The free throw drops for Clark. Detroit has got nothing to fall here in the third. 0 for 4. A minute 9 left in the third. And here's Van Vliet from the arc. And they'll get another chance. Now here's Schroeder. He's been productive, averaging just over 7 points a game. And they'll keep possession. Intercepted. And now the T-Wolves on the break. Ooh, a two-handed power slam.
Well, part of the game plan was to neutralize the crowd. Hey, guess what? Mission accomplished.
Always a good sign of maturity and steps forward when you can take this kind of effort, focus, and concentration on the road to get a win.
Portis against Bull. Over to the wing. Will it go? Sasser gets the bucket. Sasser's gotten his second bucket on the night.
And Portis knows this system well. Try to make the good to great pass.
24 seconds left to play in the third quarter here. Here's Cowboy, and a nice finish on the layup. Cowboys got 47 points.
They're finding ways to get the ball into the paint. 5 consecutive buckets.
Here's Van Vliet. The rebound by the Timberwolves. Bulls got 4 rebounds now. Here's Cowboy. Got it off in time. No good. Misses at the buzzer. And so it's Minnesota building an insurmountable lead. Come on. They're up 38 points at the end of the quarter. The hustle they've shown on defense has been tremendous. Back after this. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
Well, there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. And a look now at the 5 for the Timberwolves to start the fourth quarter. Rui Hachimura is out there with Bol Bol. And it's Ward in at the 1. And so it's Detroit with it. Anderson passes to Patterson. Bol grabs the board. Bol's got 5 rebounds in the game. Here's Cowboy. Goes back up. Detroit with a rebound.
Hard to convert against that kind of defensive pressure.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough.
Ivy outside. There's the 3. Sinks the tray.
Maybe doesn't take as many threes as you'd think for a guard, but respectable for me.
Here's Cowboy. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window. Cowboys got 49 in the game.
With the finish line in sight, this guy is determined to be the one to put the game away.
Here's Anderson. And finished off by Anderson.
Well, Slow-Mo has some remarkable handles. A point forward that's got some nifty dribble moves.
Cowboy. Another one goes. Incredible. And that gives him 51.
Making it look easy.
Well, he's leading everyone in points right now. His teammates keep feeding him the ball, and he keeps delivering.
Outside Graham. Back to Schroeder. The 3 is rebounded by Knicks. The Timberwolves have gotten half of their attempts to fall in the fourth. 2 for 4 now. Here's Cowboy. Comes up empty down low. And Schroeder has got the ball here for the Detroit Pistons. Pass to Anderson. Outside Schroeder. And for the players coming into the league, potentially set for life. But there are pitfalls you have to look out for, Grant.
So true, B.A. I mean, it's tough. You can't take all your childhood friends along for the ride with you. You've got to be cautious with new acquaintances. So it'll definitely keep you on your toes. You must make great decisions.
Tate's checked in for the Pistons. And the Timberwolves also making a change. Johnson, he's checked in for Hachimura. Just under 2.5 minutes gone by now in the final quarter. Here's Cowboy. He's covered by Tate. And the basket by Cowboy.
Absolutely ruthless. He's not about to start showing mercy now.
Confidence is sensational, and it feels like no one is going to stop him tonight from scoring.
Ivy passes to Tatum. Tries to break his ice. And finished off by Tate.
He slams it home and gets some extra camera time chilling on the rim.
Yeah, he did spend a little time up there, didn't he? The Pistons have gotten 3 of 8 shot attempts to find the net here in the fourth quarter. Here's Schroeder. That one goes. Count it.
The floater is such a deceptive and unguardable shot. You can understand why Schroeder elects to go with it there. Sweet looking on the dip.
Here's Cowboy. He's covered by Tate. And it's Cowboy missing. Detroit has gone 1 of 2 from deep in this quarter. And here's Ivy from the arc. Minnesota with a rebound. Cowboys got 13 rebounds in the game. Glass eating. We played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Releases with nobody on him. He buries that jumper. Cowboys got 8 points here in the quarter.
He's been shooting with great consistency tonight. Love to see that confident play on offense.
Ivy outside. Here's Patterson. And terrific work on the offensive glass as he picks up the deuce.
That's a testament to the effort there on the boards. Never willing to give up on the possession, finding ways to sniff out the ball.
Here's Cowboy. Nails the baby hook. Cowboys got 57 points.
Just how awesome is it to watch the best of the best start to dominate in a game.
Now here's Schroeder. He's guarded closely. Misses in close. The Timberwolves have gotten 5 shots out of 9 to go in this fourth. Here's Cowboy. He's covered by Tate. And the basket by Cowboy.
Has played a huge role in this game to this point, but it looks like he just wants more. He wants to make sure that this lead holds up.
Ivy outside. Tipped away. And here comes the break. Pass to Cowboy. And Grant, the play-in was added after you retired. You wish it was around when you played?
You know, B.A., no. But I do think we could have used it a couple of times in my years in Orlando. But, you know, in all fairness, the play-in is a success as it creates a Game 7 atmosphere. And the NBA really knocked it out the park with this one.
Here's Knicks. Here's Cowboy. Rebound Detroit. Tate's got 9 rebounds now. Outside Schroeder. Pass to Ivy. And here's Tate outside. Drains the triple.
Now that equals his 3-point total from the first half. He had 1 before the break, and that's his first 3 of this half.
Here's Cowboy. Graham covering. Here's Cowboy. No good with a layup.
Got to appreciate the aggressive defense he brings.
Well, it's about the defensive end, and that's what guys feed off. He gives the effort down there at all times.
And the bucket counts, and he is on his way to the line. Let's try to make it a 3-point play. It's going to be on Cameron Johnson. Both teams deciding to change it up.
1 shot.
That one misses from Tate. For Minnesota, they've gotten 6 of their 13 shots to go. Here's Cowboy. Another bucket. Wow.
Oh, make that 61 points.
Everything is going his way right now. Schroeder passes to Elliott. Schroeder with it. Clark covers. Schroeder against Hachimura.
Remaining in the game.
Schroeder can't get it to go. The Timberwolves have gone 7 for 15 in the fourth. Here's Knicks. Pass to Cowboy. 1:43 left in the fourth. He shoots again. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance at a 3-point play.
You don't want to ever give up points on the boards. That's the lesson for the team there. That's a hustle play to save points.
And even the players have expressed concern about load management. Are changes afoot, or is this the new normal, Grant?
Well, B.A., I think protecting players from injury is smart to do. But maybe the ticket sellers need to highlight the back-to-back games so fans are well aware that some players might be sitting.
Schroeder with it. Portis finds Schroeder. Van Vliet with it. 6 to shoot. Sends it home from three-point land.
Well, the scoreboard tells you everything you need to know about this one. A great showing here for the Timberwolves.
Offensively, they made the most of their trips.
They found multiple ways to score consistently, and a little luck doesn't hurt them either. They also got some nice bounces off the rim tonight, too.
And so this will lock down their 15th win of the year.
And against a non-conference opponent, you really want to win the first one. They'll go into the next one knowing how to beat this team for sure.
And as it was happening, as it was building, you knew this was a monster game for Cowboy.
It looked like a couple times they might be wearing him down, but not the case. At the offensive end, he was just devastating.
Here's Van Vliet. Out to the right wing. Outside Tate. Lets a three fly. And the Pistons, another three.
This has been their game plan here in the final period. We'll see if it continues to work out.
It's one thing to have teams shoot a bunch of threes, but with this team being that hot defensively, you got to chase them away from anywhere near that line.
And he's easily led the way on the boards tonight.
Well, he's been everywhere, and collecting those rebounds, that ends any kind of offensive possession and gets them started.
I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
And the first one at the line is good. And so Tate nails both of them. 34 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Cowboy. He's covered by Tate. Here's Cowboy. Lays it up and banks it in.
They really came in with the right mindset today. I can guarantee you their flight home will be filled with some smiles.
Yeah, when you step into an opposing team's arena and you can play with this type of composure, boy, that food tastes good on the way out of town.
It's nice they found their rhythm here, but the clock is just not their friend.
Yeah, it's tough to mount a comeback like this and then fall oh so short. I'm sure that's weighing on them just a little bit.
And he converts the layup.
You got to give them respect. They're doing everything they can to close this out.
You love that the guys are staying aggressive late in this ball game, just not wanting to let go of the rope.
4th personal foul. 15 foul. At the line for Detroit, Fred Van Vliet.
That free throw good from Van Vliet.
And the big X factor Van Vliet brings to the team is leadership. He's very talented at setting a good tone out on the floor and organizing his guys.
Here's Cowboy. Shoots. Off target with the shot. So we see the Timberwolves taking the W here. A statement road victory. So impressive.
Statement indeed, B.A. It was in enemy territory, but they controlled the game and took the crowd completely out of it. That's how you win on the road.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Brent Barry, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson. Thank you for watching this 2K Sports presentation of the NBA. We'll see you next time.